day everyone, welcome once again to Studio 39 Design Studio. This is Richmond speaking, your resident architect. In this video we're going to be going ahead and doing part 2 of the previous video pertaining to creating window and door schedules. On the previous video, using the same project we've been using for the past couple of videos in this ArchiCAD beginner tutorial series, we created unique IDs and codes, basically labels and IDs for doors and also our windows, as you can see right here. So that information is necessary for when we are creating a window and door schedule. So I'd like to show you guys how we can do exactly that. Schedules are quite useful when you're doing your bill of quantities, so that you can then quantify how many windows you have, what type of windows you have. You can also include information like types, frame types, and also finishes. Before I continue, I'd like to encourage you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel because I do videos like this every week. With that said, let's get into it. Now, in order to create a window or door schedule is preset in ArchiCAD. You already have a door and window schedule under the schedules, right? This is already like preset by ArchiCAD, but obviously this is not going to help us in achieving what we want to achieve. Also, the window schedule has also been sort of like pre-created for us, but like I said, this is not going to help us right now. So what you want to do is you want to go under schedule. So we're working under the project maps, under the navigation bar, and then we're gonna go under elements, and then under elements you can either use composites, and also you can also do schedules for surfaces, but obviously these are sort of like architectural elements, so it's going to go under elements, and then we can just go create new schedule. So this window is then prompt up. This is the one that I'm talking about. And what you want to do is you want to then create sort of like a unique ID for your window and door schedule, right? So I'm going to create stu-01 door schedule. So I'm just going to short form it to DS, and then under name, now this is the name of the actual schedule. So this is going to be, we're starting off with the door schedule. And then obviously over here you can either choose, do you want to make this composites or surfaces. Obviously we want it to be elements, so we can then say okay on this one. I remember on one of the videos we were creating zones for our project. We did create a schedule for our zones, so I would like to have that under stu 00 zone info, so ZI. And then also I would like to create another one. So this one is going to be stu-02, and then this one is going to be window schedule, so SWS. The name of the schedule is going to be called window schedule. Then I'm just going to click OK. Now with that said, let's go under the door schedule. We already have a specific criteria which is set to all types, right? So I'm gonna leave it like this. I want to show you guys later on what we're going to be creating with that, so I'm gonna come back to this in a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to add fields, right? Now there are specific types of fields which I already know of by head whenever I'm doing a specific schedule. So what's happening here is it's going to pull information from every type of element type. So every element type that's in ArchiCAD it's going to be pulled here in order to create these fields, right? So now this is where the criteria actually comes in. So we already have the criteria type, element type as part of the criteria, and then the value. Under value, you can then say, obviously we're doing a door schedule for this one, and then you can just select door. And then when you add fields, now it has gone ahead and only selected the relevant elements to this door value or criteria type. You can also add other criterias, mainly under elements or geometry in terms of height and everything like that. Positioning also, IDs, if you have specific IDs that you just want to pull in to this schedule. So there's a array of things that you can go ahead and pull into this. So if you wanted to create another element type, you just under main element type, click add, and then there's another one right there. Maybe you can add maybe whatever, say Windows on this one. But if you wanted to delete this criteria type, you can just say select it and then remove it. So now we can go ahead and create our sort of like fields, things that we want to sort of like identify, things like height, ID, orientation, zone name, cell heights and head heights, quantities and everything like that. So let's go ahead and add some fields here, right here. So some specific fields that I know I'm going to need eventually are the 2D preview, the 3D front view, element ID. I'm going to need the element ID for this one. So sometimes if you know exactly what you want, so zone, from zone, so let's say I wanted to know zone name, so this comes in as related zone name. So I'm just going to click OK and then delete all of that. So this is just general information, and then also you can have sort of like specific to windows and doors, things like width and height size, so you can have that information, put that in. Orientation, I think I'm missing something. Quantity, I would like to have quantity over there. I'll see what I'm missing as we continue with this. So let me just say OK, click on the side here. So things that I want are element ID, and what you can do, let's just click OK and then go to the actual door schedule. So this is a bit sort of like a mismatch right now. Obviously, what we want to do is you can either record by row or you can record by column. For this specific window door schedule, I want to record by column, and then so I want things like elements to be on top. So you can click these two arrows on the side right here and just drag to the top. So I want to start off with elements, and then I want to go ahead and include a window width and height, and then orientation, zone name or related zone name, cell height. So I know now I'm missing the cell, so I'm just gonna type in cell here. So cell height, normal cell height, so I'm gonna have that, and then head, so I want to also include the head height. So other things that I want to have is type and frame. Obviously I haven't specifically added the types and the frames for this specific doors and windows, so I can always add a custom text. So I'm gonna add a custom text 1, custom text 2. I'll show you guys why I'm doing this, and then I'm just gonna click OK. Now once this is set, in order for these elements to not necessarily overlap, you can always sort of like extend this information to the side here. So you just click that node and then extend it to the side, or you can just go ahead and say text wrap. So this is basically almost similar to Excel. So if you understand Excel, this is you need to bring in that type of understanding into creating this type of schedules. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that the entire text information is indicated as 3 millimeters. So I'm just gonna go under apply format options 2. I'm going to say entire schedule. The row height is fine. This is the height of the actual row, and then the text height is going to be 3, or you can say maybe 2.5. And then you can go to header. So the header is all the information to the left. The first column basically is are all the headers, and then you can just say maybe I want this to be 3.5 and I want them to be bold, and there you go. Maybe what I want to do also is I want to align them all left. Obviously it doesn't allow us to sort of like manipulate them all at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the one at the bottom, hold down shift, and then click the one at the top, which is going to select everything else in between, and then I'm just going to say align, left align. So that's what I want, and then I can just come in here and clean up all the information that I want. So relative zone, so I don't want it to be relative zone, I just zone name, so I just want it to be zone name. Orientation, and then normal width height size, so I don't want it to be normal, I just want it to be width and height only. And then the cell also just want it to be cell height. Maybe I can delete the window and door. This W and or D just indicates this is window, and that's a door. So I just want to delete that information, it's not necessary. And then a 2D plan view, I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with though is the fact of that it's not properly showing. So you'd want to extend this just a little bit. So I'm just going to continue extending this until they all show properly. And also the 3D front view, I don't want this to be 3D front view, I want it to be elevation view. And then I'm just going to do the same thing as I did with a 2D plan preview. And there you go. If anything gets squeezed as you go along creating this, you can always sort of like extend your columns or your rows in order for everything to fit in properly, and then you can just scroll to the right to see if everything fits in properly. Now quantities, obviously quantities are also included there should you wish to have that type of information showing. The only reason why they are all indicated as one is because we have unique zone names. So obviously on one of the videos previously, when I showed you guys how to create zones for each room, that information is being pulled in from those zones here. So that's something that ArchiCAD actually helps you with. So I really like that. It's very quite exceptional for me. It does cut down on workflow time, so it saves you on time and everything like that. So other things that you would want to include here is type and maybe frame. So maybe this is a glass sliding door, so you can say glass sliding door. This is a kitchen door, so this is going to be a solid timber door. So we're just talking about type here. And this is the garage door, so this is a fire rated solid timber door. As I said, this information is not showing properly, so I'm just gonna click on wrap text and then click it again, and then it's going to extend this a specific row to accommodate for that. And then this is the back door, so this door is probably going to be a haloco timber door. Let's just say haloco door. So I don't want to sort of like bore you guys with this type of information. You can figure it out on your own. What type of door do you have? And then you can also have your specific frame type. So maybe this is a steel frame. Maybe this is a aluminum frame. This is a, maybe you'd want this to be a timber frame. Okay, let's say steel frame here. And then you can have this as a steel frame. Another thing that I'm realizing that I am not showing here, let's say steel frame also here. So another thing that I'm realizing is that maybe you'd want to also identify your finishes. So I'm just gonna go to scheme settings, and then I'm going to add a field, and I'm going to have a custom text number 3 for this one. Add it and then say okay. Obviously this is new, so I'm just gonna align it left and then select everything and then just say finish. And then you can have your type of finishes. Maybe you want it to be powder coated or grey dove powder coated, something like that. Whatever type of finish you'd want to use. So this is just it's really up to you guys how you want to go ahead and identify this type of information. So I'm just showing you guys how to actually use ArchiCAD to your advantage to create this type of information. Now with that said, all of that information is now then put in. What you're gonna do now, so I'm gonna go into the view map, and then I'm gonna click on the specific door schedule, because it's then created, pulled in from the schedules, because this is a shortcut. It's not properly showing, but you know the information is there, but it's not showing properly. And I'll explain this to you. But first, before I explain it to you, I want to go into our layout book and then go to the specific sheet where I want to pull in this information to. This is the zone information which we created on one of our previous videos. So now I want to pull in that door schedule. So this is the door schedule, so I'm just going to drag it and drop it here. So as you can see, this information is now it's not showing properly. So there's something wrong with this. You know, it's showing there, but the doors and windows are not showing properly. That's because under the door schedule, inside the door schedule, under the view map, not specifically the project map, the scale is not set to properly. So the scale is showing it 1:1. So what you want to do is we want to click on this and then say view settings. And then what you want to do, you want to manipulate specifically the scale and make it 1:100, and then say okay. And now it's showing properly, and then you can freeze your schedule header, and then it freezes this specific information at the beginning. So when you scroll, it's always in view. So that's just another trick to cut down on your workflow. And then you go back to the layout that we are creating. As you can see, now it fits in properly. So you can put this wherever you want on your worksheet. So I want to go ahead and create the next schedule, which is going to be more specifically the window schedule. So we're gonna go through the same motion. So we're gonna go to schedule, under element types, element type right here, criteria, all types, and then we're just gonna say window, which is fine. And then we're gonna add a field, the fields that I specifically want. So because I already know this type of information, so element ID, I want that. Add that, and then just click on the side here and then just click OK. There you go. Same thing is happening. It's going to be collecting information according to rows, but we want to collect in columns, right? And then you see that the schedule header is freezed. I want to start with entire model and then go ahead and make this 1.2. And then extend like this, like so. Text wrap, delete all of this unnecessary information. So I'm just cleaning up right here. Alright guys, so there you go. Other things under the elevation view, so I see that view is duplicated. There you go. So you might want to sort of like extend this down so that you can get all the windows properly. And then I'm just gonna check everything is showing properly, so I'm fine with that. You have your element ID, you have your width and height sizes, you have your seal, so I'm just gonna delete that. And then you have your header height, so I'm gonna delete that. So name, quantity, okay. And then you have your quantities, your elevation view, you have your type. So this is probably an aluminium frame window. So with this understanding of how you're going to be expressing the type of information, it's aluminium frame window is the type of window. So we might have to remove a frame from this field list, so I'm going to remove that. As you can see, the custom text types are also updated in this area right here once you sort of like type that information here. So and then you have your finish. Maybe you want your dark gray, powder coated, whatever, or paint, whatever you want to do with your aluminium windows. And then you can just duplicate this information across, or have specific types of windows that you might want to include as part of your project. And that's basically what you'd want to do. And then your window, usually I just make this all capital letters. I go back to my door schedule, do the same thing there, and there you go. And then I'm gonna go to my worksheet right here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to view map, and then I'm going to pull in the window schedule. Same thing is happening over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on this one, go to right click, view settings, and then specifically go for the 1 to 100 scale, and voila, there you go. And then you have your window schedule. Another thing worth noting, guys, is so I'm just gonna open up this door schedule, and then go open source view. It's gonna take me here. Once I have this open, I can Control Shift S to save as. I'm just gonna save this on a desktop, and then you can either save it as a doc file, which is going to save it basically as a Word file, or you can save it as an Excel. worksheet, and then I'm just gonna say save. Then I'm gonna go to my desktop, and there it is right there. I just want to show you guys exactly how it comes out, and this is how it's going to come out if you're going to be saving it into XN. So that's ArchiCAD for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you guys. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because I do videos like this every week. With that said, I love you guys. God bless you, and goodbye.